Hey everyone. Well, I was gonna do like sort of a tour of the house with the camera and show you guys everything, show you where I'm living and stuff like that. But well, it's not really all that dark outside. You can't tell it from the quality of this picture, but it's really dark in the camera, and I don't think that's gonna happen. So, just gonna do this for now, and maybe next week I'll do it earlier in the day so that you guys can get a look around the place. I'm right next to like the only light source in the whole room, which doesn't have a switch, so I have to unscrew and screw back in the light bulb every time I want to turn it on and off. It's been a bit challenging, but push forward, persevere. I'm just getting over a cold, so my voice is really messed up right now. I'm coughing a lot all the time. I had a really bad fever yesterday, and I had to stay home from work because of it. But I'm okay now. I had a bit of a headache and all that, but today I'm fine except for the cough. That's going to clear up soon. But anyway, I started work back on Monday, and the place is awesome. I'm working at the Tift Nature Preserve. It's in Buffalo, and it was a giant landfill full of garbage up until the 60s. And then somebody decided, hey, it's not being used anymore, so let's make a nature preserve out of this. And they planted everything on top of what was already there. They put soil down and everything, and now it's a pretty fertile wilderness area. Right now they're working on getting some more trees in there because the trees that they have right now are very short-lived beech trees and such like that aren't going to last very long, so they need to get some more long-term things going on in there. And there's a lot of brush that needs to be cleared, and I'm going to be helping them do some of that, but most of what I'm going to be doing is leading kids in school groups on tours of the place and answering the phone in the cabin and the email for the center in the cabin. Yeah, we have a cabin, by the way. It's a cabin, like a real logs, everything. It's heated by a wood stove in the middle of the building. It's awesome. The downside is that sometimes our internet and stuff goes out because we're out in the middle of nowhere, but it's a small price to pay for being in such an amazing place. And the people there are really awesome. They're really laid back, very informal. It's just a wonderful place to work. Yeah, and I get to work on basically my own speed. It's up to me to have the initiative to take action and do whatever needs to be done because there's really no official schedule things to do besides tours. Anyway, I've been reading a lot in my spare time since I have gobs and gobs of it, and writing as well, trying to fill both those out as much as I can. I started the Terry Pratchett series a while back over the summer, enjoying that quite a lot. I really want to read some of the more of the books with Death in it, though, because Death is possibly the funniest character he has in there, and he just kind of comes and goes in the other stories, like once or twice he shows up. Some really hilarious circumstance, but he hasn't been developed much as a character in the other ones, so I want to see how that goes. But I'm working on the book right now. It's coming along. Really, right now I don't have anything new to write. I mean, I'm kind of at a dead spot, but I'm doing wonderful amounts of editing on the beginning parts. It's usually how my books go. I get about 5 or 6 chapters in, get bored with where it is, and just go back and start working on the beginning. What I've realized, though, is that the first chapter is solid. I mean, I reread that several times, and I really like that one the way it is. It's fantastic. So I don't think that's going to change much. Unfortunately, everything after that is a little, don't know about that. But I'm also working on a short story right now. I don't know if all of you heard the news about my last escapade with short stories, but I submitted one of my works to an international competition for science fiction writers. It was called the L. Ron Hubbard Writers of Tomorrow, I think, or something like that. And well, it's an international contest, yeah, and quite a few entrants each year, a couple of thousand entrants. or each quarter rather, and I won honorable mention with my story. There's only about 20 to 30 of us who get that, and then there's like first, second, and third apart from that. So yeah, I did pretty good. It was Stairway, in case any of you have read that one, the science fiction one about well, of course, science fiction, but the one about the abandoned soldier talking with this AI unit that's in his head, just the two characters, and it was just more of like a dialogue between two very separate entities. Interesting story. Doesn't sound it when I describe it though. But yeah, if any of you guys want to read that, I can send it to you. But that was the one, and now I'm working on the second one to send to the same competition. And this one was inspired by a joke made by my good sister Brianna, who I think most of you know. I think you guys all know Bri. Yes, and I give her credit for the idea for this story, although I'm not going to divulge too much more because I want it to be